Welcome to this episode of YouTube, where the exhibit pack does have a fairly wooded enclosure that is often out of view of the public, as well as our surveillance cameras. And so sometimes activity goes on that we can hear but not see. Now, a lot of that noise is food possession, guarding food, being able to possess food. We do feed roadkill deer here. We feed beaver. We have chicken that we offer. But a lot of activity goes on at night when we may not be on site readily available to watch. And so we rely on surveillance cameras, and we do rely on viewers of those surveillance cameras to be able to notify us of activity. And this is Axel, pretty excited, and that's good news for us, Axel being part of the pack. But a little after 7 on Friday, the 24th, what looked like just a typical greeting activity, maybe food possession on top of the pump house, really yielded a little bit more than just food possession. You can see actually Blackstone licking at his leg and some investigation from Rika towards his paw, and also Axel. So it turns out that Blackstone had a bite wound on him, had a little bit of blood on his paw, was a little favoring it a bit. And the other wolves will focus on that. They'll see that as maybe a weakness, and they'll investigate, and that investigation can often lead to a little bit of rank order kind of issues. Blackstone willingly submitted to Axel, who's being circled by Rika as part of this investigation. So we really don't know what they're thinking. We just know that wolves have a tendency to mask a lot of injuries to avoid being a focus of a pack. And so it's up to us with surveillance cameras and to try to piece things together when something might have occurred. And we obviously look for evidence, blood in the snow, a certain area where the wolves kind of are congregating, if there's something that might show us what particularly happened. So in the case of Blackstone, so again, you see a different view. This is the Explore.org camera, and they were able to pick up a closer view of what we saw the next day as a bite. And so this is a pair of canine bite wounds here. So the challenge of treating one wolf is to deal with the excitement of the rest of the wolves. Drawing one wolf off can make them even more vulnerable, meaning that they're isolated from the rest of the pack. They are perceived as maybe dispersing out of the pack. So anytime when that we do medical care, we always want to make sure that we're treating the individual animal, but also maintaining the pack structure. So Blackstone comes into the building. Morning ritual is to get weights. We continue to do the morning ritual, giving the wolves the perception of normalcy in the morning check and nothing out of the ordinary. And that way, wolf care staff can go about their business and flush that bite wound with peroxide, get him started on an anti-inflammatory, and really be able to get a better sense of how he's responding to it. Within a short period of time, he's running with the pack, he's weight bearing, and by later in the day, when the What's for Dinner program brings out a roadkill deer, Blackstone is right there with the group, socially feeding. You can see him feeling comfortable enough to scent roll, and that scent rolling does involve, it's his left paw, so he's standing on it, he's weight bearing, he's kicking the ground, he's not favoring it at all. So wolves are pretty resilient. To see that resiliency in the wild, you may want to check out the Voyager Wolf Project and their game cam view of a female who had a leg injury, wasn't weight bearing, and proceeded to be able to manage through the winter and breed and reproduce and care for her pups. The Voyager Wolf Project will be given a program here at the Wolf Center on Saturday, April 1st at the 7 p.m. What's for Dinner program. And I'd also like to welcome you to join us for a webinar on the 5th of April at 4 p.m. Central Daylight Time called Spring Fever, but it also coincides with Kaz and Blackstone's first birthday on April 6th. So log into our website at wolf.org to be able to join that webinar. Thanks for watching.